Story 10. Sculptor's Humility Lesson. In a quaint village nestled among rolling hills, a seasoned master sculptor and his eager disciple spent their days crafting statues with skill and passion. They earned their livelihood by selling these beautifully carved idols at the bustling market. As time passed, the disciple, with his youthful energy and creativity, began to produce sculptures that captivated buyers and fetched higher prices than those of his master. This newfound success filled the young man with pride, as he basked in the admiration of those who appreciated his work. The disciple started to believe that he had surpassed his master's abilities, feeling a sense of superiority that clouded his judgment. Despite the disciple's growing success, the master continued to guide him with unwavering dedication, advising him to maintain diligence and precision in his craft. Every day, the master would point out subtle imperfections in the disciple's work, offering constructive criticism meant to refine his skills. However, the disciple, blinded by his own achievements, began to perceive these critiques as baseless and driven by jealousy. He couldn't fathom why his master, whose own sculptures were selling for less, would still find fault in his seemingly flawless creations. This misunderstanding planted seeds of doubt about the master's intentions, causing the disciple to question the very foundation of their relationship. As days went by, the disciple's frustration grew, feeding his arrogance and eroding the respect he once held for his mentor. One day, unable to contain his irritation any longer, he confronted the master with an outburst, declaring, "I create better idols than you now, and they sell for more. Why do you persistently tell me to improve?" The master, wise and calm, listened patiently to his disciple's grievances. Recognizing the pride that had taken root in the young man's heart, the master understood that this moment was crucial for the disciple's growth, not just as a sculptor, but as a person who could learn from experience and wisdom. With a gentle smile, the master shared a story from his own past, saying, "When I was your age, I too created idols that sold for more than those of my own master. Blinded by pride, I once spoke to him as you have spoken to me. From that day forward, my master stopped offering his guidance, and my growth as a sculptor stagnated. I share this with you not out of envy, but because I don't want you to make the same mistake I did. My advice is a gift to help you reach your fullest potential." The master's words were a mirror reflecting the disciple's own arrogance, and in that reflection, the disciple saw the truth of his folly. Humbled by this revelation, the disciple realized the depth of his master's intentions and the invaluable nature of his guidance. With newfound respect and a heart full of gratitude, he apologized sincerely, vowing never to doubt his master's wisdom again. From that day on, he embraced his master's critiques, using them as stepping stones to enhance his artistry. Over time, the disciple's fame as a sculptor grew far and wide, not just for the beauty of his work, but for the humility and wisdom he embodied. The lesson he learned was timeless. A true teacher desires only the best for their student, guiding them to avoid the pitfalls they themselves have faced, and that respect and openness to learning are keys to true mastery.